Welcome all of you. It is the video lesson for the 9th class students. This video lesson is presented here entirely in English language. This is a third part lesson of Learning the Game, an excerpt of Sachin's autobiography, Play It My Way. Those who came here without watching the first two parts, they can watch it from this YouTube channel. They can also get its link from the video's description box. Go there and watch it. Okay, let us move to our lesson. Learning the game. Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar. Shall we go through the summary of previous classes? Okay. When Sachin was very young, he used to play cricket using tennis ball. He also watched cricket on television. While playing, he tried to imitate great players whom he liked. Sachin tried to imitate the mannerisms of Sunil Gavaskar and Viv Richards. He liked them greatly. He loved not only batting but bowling also. He was studying in New English School, Mumbai. There was another school, Shardasram Vidya Mandir, where Ramakant Achrekar sir was the cricket coach. His brother Ajit wished him to study there. Sachin's brother Ajit understood that Sachin had a taste in cricket. The school gave importance to cricket. Moreover, Ramakant Achrekar sir ran summer cricket camps. So, Ajit thought that Sachin would be able to learn cricket there. Ajit took him to a summer camp which Sir conducted. Sachin was 11 years old then. Sir asked him to bat. He was afraid and anxious. It was the first time that he was batting in the nets. Moreover, there were many people watching, so he was awed. He could not create a good opinion in the mind of Achrekar sir. So, Sir asked Ajit to take Sachin to him when he was a little older. But Ajit demanded that Sachin be given another chance. He asked Sir to watch him without his knowledge. Now he batted without fear. Sir allowed him to join the camp. Sachin believed that this opportunity that changed his life. The camp involved two sessions, namely a morning session and an evening session. The morning session was from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. The evening session lasted till late evening. The timetable was very strict. Sachin would be tired by the end of the day. His house was in Bandra. Sachin had to travel 40 minutes by bus to reach Shivaji Park at the right time. So, Sachin went by early morning bus. For the first few days, Ajit came with him. During the journeys, Ajit talked to him about the slight differences in batting. Sachin liked his advice. He gave him a note containing thoughts about batting. Sachin has kept it with him throughout his career. It was useful to him as a coaching manual. When Sachin was a child, he had only one set of cricket clothes. So he washed them and got them dried after each session. Soon after the morning session, he washed the clothes and got them dried out in the sun. In the evening also, he washed them and got them dried at night. But the pocket remained wet. Sir took active interest in Sachin's batting by the middle of the summer camp. At the end of the 2 months of the camp, Sir said to Ajit that Sachin had the potential to be a good cricketer and recommended year-round practice. The New English School did not have cricket facilities, so Sir suggested that Sachin might be sent to another school. One evening, Sir talked to his father about changing his school. Father and Ajit agreed with Sir. Father asked Sachin to sit down by his side and said to him that he had no objections to his changing the school. He only wanted his promise that he would be serious about playing cricket. He told him that he was serious. So, his father allowed him to join the Shardasram Vidya Mandir. There were facilities for playing cricket. Moreover, Achrekar sir was the cricket coach there. Sachin played 55 practice matches during the 60 days of summer break in his first year at Shardasram. Every day, practice started at 7:30 a.m. and continued up to 4:30 p.m. Then there was a break of 30 minutes. Practice continued from 5 p.m. and would end at 7 p.m. During the last 50 minutes, there was a very rigorous time. Sir would place a 1 rupee coin on the top of the stumps. If Sachin did not get out, Sachin would get the coin. When all the bowlers bowled to Sachin and there were 60 to 70 boys for fielding. In order to avoid becoming get out, Sachin had to hit every ball along the ground. By the end of this session, Sachin was completely tired. This lesson taught him how to concentrate even when one is physically tired. At last, he had to run 2 rounds around the Shivaji Park with the pads and gloves on. This strict and hard training helped him to build up physical and mental stamina. Okay, these things were discussed in our previous lesson. Let us move to rest of the part. Turn to page number 23. The last paragraph. Occasionally, my father came to take me home and I would always ask him to treat me to a special fruit cocktail at a juice center near the club. Sometime, his father came to take him home. On the way, Sachin would ask him to buy him special fruit cocktail. Without hesitation, his father always bought it for him. While this regular demand was a little unreasonable, Sachin frequently requested his father to buy the fruit cocktail. At that time, Sachin did not know it was not good by asking his father to spend much money for him this ways. So he had no idea about this foolish act. Because at the time, I did not realize that my parents also had to take care of the needs of my brothers and sister. My father would invariably end up giving me what I wanted, just to see me happy. Sachin's regular demand made his father a bit uncomfortable. Yet, his father bought the things to him whatever he wanted to make him happy. But Sachin did not know it was not good that disturbing his father, because at that time he had not bothered about the responsibilities of his father, that his father had to take care of Sachin's brothers and sister. The father also wanted money to spend for them. On other days, when I made my way home from Shivaji Park on my own, I would often fall asleep on the bus if I managed to sit down. On days when he was alone, he would sleep on the bus if he got a seat. But the truth is that on a Mumbai bus, it was very difficult to get a seat at the rush time. So, if he got a seat, it was the result of a struggle. Anyone who has been on Mumbai bus at peak hours will know just how difficult it is to get a seat. Everyone knew that it was difficult to get a seat at the rush hours. Many people travel by bus at that time, mainly at the office time. The bus filled with many passengers. So most of them couldn't get seat and they have to travel by standing there. They knew that it was difficult to get a seat at that time. On days when I wasn't so lucky, it was still a challenge just to stand with the kit bag because the bus conductors would inevitably complain about me taking up the space of another passenger. Usually, he did not get a seat as the bus would be so crowded. So, he had to travel by standing with his kit bag. When Sachin stood on the bus with his kit bag on, it created a difficulty for other passengers. The conductors scolded him, means they complained him about this, saying that he was taking the space of another passenger. It could be embarrassing because the conductors were often rude and would sometimes ask me to buy 2 tickets. Most of the time, the conductors behaved him impolite. It insulted him and made him shame. The conductors would ask him to buy 2 tickets because the bus conductors would think Sachin taking up the place of another passenger. I didn't have the money for a second ticket and I had to learn to take these remarks in my stride. Dirty clothes often added to the embarrassment. Sachin did not have money to take 2 tickets, so he tried to find a solution to overcome this trouble. He faced 2 problems. One of them is that he took the place of other passenger. Second thing is that his dirty clothes, which made the angry to the conductors and other passengers. With time, I evolved a way of wrapping the kit bag around me, just as the helmet and pads became a part of me while batting. So, the kit bag became an extension of me on the bus. With a short period of time, Sachin found a solution and developed a way of covering the kit bag around him as a part of his body. Like the helmet and pad are parts of him while he was batting. So, the kit bag increased his body size a little. I would often take the bus or train from Bandra to Churchgate, and it was all a great learning experience. Sachin often travelled from Bandra to Churchgate by bus or train. Those journeys gave him much learning experiences. Even though I loved cricket, even though he loved cricket very much, he wanted to become a great player. There were still occasional days when playing with my friends at home was such fun that I would conveniently forget I was supposed to go to the nets. He loved cricket much and he knew that he had to practice well for it. Yet, some days, he used his practice time to play with his colony friends and he would forget he had to go to practice. He played cricket with his colony friends without remembering he had to practice at net. If I didn't turn up, Achrekar sir would jump on to his scooter and come to find me. Knowing this, sir would come to find Sachin. Sir would spot me in the melee and visually drag me out. Achrekar sir would find him while Sachin was fighting with other colony friends about their cricket playing. Sir took him to the stadium. I would come up with excuses, but he would have none of it. He would get me to change and head off to Shivaji Park. Sachin would tell him many excuses for escaping from the practice and want to play his colony friends. But Achrekar sir did not listen to his cheap requests and did not allow him to play his colony friends instead of his practice. Achrekar sir brought back Sachin to Shivaji Park after changing Sachin's dress for the practice. On the drive, he would tell him, "Don't waste your time playing inane games with these kids. Cricket is waiting for you at the nets. Practice hard and see what magic can transpire." While they're driving, Sir advised Sachin not to waste his time playing stupid game with his colony friends. He asked him to practice well at the nets. It would help him a great cricketer if he did it seriously. So, Achrekar sir asked him to play cricket at the net and said that some great things would happen if he did so. From these words, we can understand that the coach Achrekar sir was a real mentor. He motivated Sachin a lot. He is an inspirational coach. Sincerity of a coach and his confidence in his student are evident in Achrekar's words. At that time, I hated being dragged off, but as I look back, I feel sheepish about my actions and can only admire Achrekar sir's farsightedness. At that time, when Achrekar sir took Sachin to the nets, Sachin hated it a lot that he was taken to the park. But when he remembers these things, he feels how much foolish was his action at that time. And he admires on the long-sightedness of Achrekar sir because sir knew well Sachin could achieve his dream as a great cricketer. Sir also punished me on one occasion when trying to teach me a very important lesson. One of the days of practice, Achrekar sir punished Sachin. Achrekar sir had decided to teach Sachin a very important lesson. Once I bunked my daily evening practice to watch an inter-school cricket match, not anticipating that sir would be there. One, Sachin ran away from the daily evening practice to watch an inter-school cricket match, not expecting that sir would be there. But sir was there. Sir get angry on this behavior of Sachin. He was angry and he said it wasn't for me to come and watch other people play for. If I practiced hard enough, one day people from across the world would come and watch me play. Sir caught Sachin and punished him. Sir told him that he was not for watching the game played by others. On the other hand, he said if he practiced well, he was to become a player whom people from all over the world would come to watch his game. Sachin understood the importance of self-practice. Instead of watching other boys' cricket match, Sachin had to practice himself. That really helped him. Had it not been for Sir, I would not be the cricketer I turned out to be. Sachin achieved his life as a cricketer by the help of Achrekar sir. He could not achieve this without the help of Achrekar sir. Achrekar sir's only dream was to see Sachin as a good cricket player. He discovered the cricket talent in Sachin. He instilled courage and confidence in Sachin by strict discipline and training. He never allowed Sachin to evade practice. He was a strict disciplinarian and did everything he could for me. I owe myself to him. Sir gave rigorous practice to bring out the best cricket talent in Sachin. He followed Sachin whenever he absented from daily practice and brought back to the nets for his usual practice. He did everything to mold Sachin as a perfect cricket player by strict rule, training, advice, support, and punishment. It was Sir who developed the great cricketer in Sachin. If he was not there for Sachin, Sachin would not have become so great player. So, Sachin has gratitude and obligation to Achrekar sir. Sachin is indebted to Achrekar sir. Okay, we finished our chapter. Let us look the summary of today's lesson. Some days his father came to take him home. On the way, Sachin would ask him to buy him some fruit cocktail. His father always bought it for him. Later, Sachin understood that this demand was not good because his parents had other children also to look after. On days when Sachin was alone, he would sleep on the bus if he got a seat. Usually he did not get seat as the bus would be so crowded. Standing with his kit bag created a trouble for the other passengers. The conductors scolded him for this. They even wanted him to buy 2 tickets. On some days, Sachin did not go for cricket practice. He played with his colony friends. Knowing this, Sir would come and take him to the stadium. Achrekar Sir warned him not to waste his time playing silly games. Now, Sachin feels ashamed of those actions. Sachin admires the far-sightedness of Achrekar Sir. Once, Achrekar Sir punished him. Instead of going for practice, Sachin went to watch an inter-school cricket match. Sir was there. Sir caught Sachin. Sir said he was not for watching the game played by others. On the other hand, Sir said Sachin was to become a player whom people from all over the world would come to watch. So, Achrekar Sir changed the life of Sachin and made him a great cricket player. Let us discuss the textual questions. We have discussed some of the textual questions. We have to start from the 13th question. Okay, look at the 13th question. This regular demand was a little unreasonable. There is given one of the sentences. Okay, there is 2 parts, A and B. Look at the A part. What was this demand? What was that demand? Yes, on his way home with his father, Sachin requested his father to treat him to a special cocktail. This was the demand. Okay, then how can you write the answer? Yes, we can write. When Sachin's father brought him back to home, Sachin would ask him for a special juice cocktail at a juice center near the club. This demand that Sachin considered unreasonable. That is the answer. Move to next question, question number 14. Why was Sachin asked by the bus conductors to buy 2 tickets? We know that Sachin faced a great trouble in bus journey. He had to keep his kit bag with him on bus. So the conductors would complain about his taking up the space of another passenger. So the bus conductors asked him to buy 2 tickets. Okay, this is one of the answer. Then how can you write the answer? When Sachin had to stand in the bus with his kit bag, the bus conductors would think Sachin taking up the space of another passenger. So the bus conductors asked him to buy 2 tickets. Okay, this is the answer. Move to next question. 15th question. Cricket is waiting for you at the nets. Practice hard and see what magic can transpire. What aspect of a coach can you infer in Achrekar's here? On some days, Sachin did not go for practice and played with his friends. Achrekar sir advised him not to play in street because that games did not follow any rules, but in professional cricket. Told him to practice hard in the net and see the magic that could transpire him. In here, we can see the sincerity of a coach and his confidence in his students are evident in Achrekar's words. Question is that find the attitude in Achrekar's words. Okay, now look the answer. We can write. From these words, we can understand the coach Achrekar sir was a real mentor. He discovered the cricket talent in Sachin. He filled up courage and confidence in Sachin by strict discipline and training. He motivated Sachin a lot. He is an inspirational coach. Okay, move to next question. 16th question. In 16th question, there are two sub questions. Okay, look at the first sub question. A. Why did Achrekar sir punish Sachin? Once, Sachin stayed away from his usual practice. Sir found it and sir punished him. This is the answer. Then, how can you write the answer? One day, Sachin escaped from his daily evening practice to watch an inter-school cricket match, not thinking that Sir would be there. But Achrekar Sir was there. Sir became angry and punished him. Okay, move to next sub question. How did it help him? Achrekar Sir had given Sachin a strict discipline and training. It helped Sachin well. He practiced hard every day. It made him a world famous cricketer. Then, what would be the answer? Sachin understood the importance of self practice. The strict discipline and training helped Sachin to practice hard enough. Finally, he became a world famous cricketer.